Next speaker on the program is Dr. Atsushi HASEGAWA, President of Concent Incorporated and Professor and Head of Institute of Innovation at Musashino Art University in Japan. The topic for his talk today is Beyond Interdisciplinary, Designing the Conditions for Collective Inquiry. Dr. Hasegawa is a leading figure in the field of information architecture. He founded Concent in 2002, one of Japan's pioneering independent service design consultancies, working across both public and private sector in service design and UX design. Since 2019, he has been professor at the Institute of Innovation, where he fosters the next generation of design leaders. He also serves as vice president of the Human Centered Design Organization Japan and co-representative of the Service Design Network Japan chapter, actively promoting design culture in Japan. Dr. Hasegawa, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for coming. So I'm very honored to be invited to this occasion. I'm also deeply sorry about the recent fire. My heart goes out to you. So today, I'd like to share how design can create the conditions for collective inquiry, especially when clear answer no longer exists. My name is Atsushi HASEGAWA. I have been running a design firm called Concent since 2002, and we specialize in service design, UX design, and communication design. Recently, we started organizational development services, and I'm also a professor and head of Institute of Innovation at Musashino University. I'm engaged in both business and university research. In this sense, I think I could describe it as a one-man interdisciplinary scholar. So that's probably why I was called upon, I think. I'm deeply moved to be sitting here today. That's because I'm sitting next to Dr. Donald Norman, who inspired me to pursue a career in design. I majored in particle physics in my undergrad and master course, and I studied cognitive science in my doctoral course. It was Dr. Norman's book, The Psychology of Everyday Things, that inspired me to pursue a career in design. Now, let's move on to the main topic. So, here's my question. In today's world, clear conclusions no longer exist. The real question is, how do we move forward amid uncertainty? We now live in an era of wicked problems. Compared to simple or complicated problems, wicked problems have no clear solution, cannot be solved with a single right answer, and cannot even be judged objectively. We need an approach that helps us navigate ambiguity, not eliminate it. I'd like to introduce two approaches I use to navigate wicked problems today. The first one is design confidence. Design confidence means trusting the design process, even when outcomes are unclear, and believing that progress comes from continued inquiry. Through my experience, I'm convinced that by applying a design approach even in ambiguous situations, we can arrive at meaningful results. And the second one is self-abduction. How many of you guys do know about abduction? Could you raise your hand? Do you know abduction? Okay, thank you. Abduction or abductive reasoning is a form of reasoning where you make most likely or best explanation based on the available evidence or observations. Self-abduction is an act of creating a prototype for oneself, implicitly expecting to derive ideas from it. We create, then we find something from what we created. That's self-abduction. For example, a writer might start writing a scene without a clear plot, just to see what characters emerge. That's self-abduction. We create, then we find. Self-abduction is a designer's way of thinking through making. So now let me show you what happened when design confidence meets self-abduction in real life. I applied both to a project for dyslexic kids. Dyslexia, reading difficulties, are well known in English-speaking countries, but awareness is still poor in Japan. In Japan, dyslexia occurs approximately 8% of children. The issue is not children's ability, but the environment surrounding reading and learning. We have launched a project focusing on this issue, attempting a solution based on a social model rather than a medical model. This project was launched as an interdisciplinary joint initiative involving 2 universities, Japan's largest font manufacturer, Morisawa, and my company, Concent. However, when the project began, we had no idea where to start. Therefore, we decided to conduct research following the classical design research method of the contextual design approach. So we didn't dive into the kids' heads first. Instead, we looked at how teachers create documents like worksheets or textbook, because if the environment is long, no matter how smart the child is, they cannot read it. So we researched teachers' workspace, their tools, and even their mindset when they design text. And what we discovered was teachers really want to help, but they think fonts are just pretty decoration, not tools that actually change how a child sees words. That one big, it significantly impacts their reading experiences. We believe that design can reshape their environment. So based on the insight, we created My Type project for dyslexia. The project let kids design their own layouts. In the workshop, we paired every child with a professional font designer and graphic designer. They didn't teach, they support. So we ran this workshop with 20 kids, and what we detected wasn't numbers of stats, but 20 completely different individuals. Here is the scene. A child and font designer and graphic designer work together to explore the most readable fonts and layout. And here is a result of 5th grade students' layouts. You can see they are totally different each other. Let's zoom in. Yep. It's completely different. The diversity of reading layouts reveals simple truths. Readability is not uniform. It is personal, contextual, and designable, I think. And these 20 layouts tell us more about dyslexia than textbook ever could. And we gave each child their own My Type ID card It captured the most preferred font and layout, exactly how they say, "This is my red." Showing this, teachers and parents don't just see a design, but kids owing their dyslexia. And you know what? The moment we handed them that child, every kid's eyes lit up. This project delivered a unique impact to each stakeholder. Teachers started rethinking their materials. Parents saw their child's reading in a new light, and kids, so they walked taller, knowing this is my lead. The designer, they were used to B2B gigs, but touching real kids for the first time. This isn't just a spec sheet, it's a kid who cannot read yet. So they were truly shaken. Font designers gained new words from children. This now feels soft, or this now doesn't stab my eyes, like that. Dyslexia researchers, they analyzed the process and got a lot of new insights. And we envision an ecosystem where every MyType ID card unlocks a personalized digital textbook. Scan it and bam! Your fonts, your layout, your reading word transform the page. Teachers adapt, publishers evolve, and kids, they own their learning. And I'd like to now introduce now. Let me show you the project didn't just start. It emerged. It came from my design confidence. In the middle of uncertainty, we threw ourselves into design research. Then a lot of insights popped out. And we illustrated the research result. They sparked new hypotheses. By sheer luck, or maybe it was design, our little research team's organization happened to be stacked with graphic designers and font designers. The project emerged not from planning, but from design confidence, self-abduction, and the serendipitous combination of team members' background. Serendipity is not luck. It's a generative force that appears when people, resources, and stakeholders and situations align unexpectedly. This project emerged not from a rigid plan, but from a combination of our core principles. Our design confidence allowed us to start without a clear path. Our practice of self-abduction let us create prototypes that sparked new ideas. And finally, serendipity brought the right people and insights together at the right time. Serendipity, in this context, isn't just luck. It's an outcome of a process that is open to unexpected connections. And parents and teachers started treating typography not as decoration, but as a tool that actually works for learning differences. A new discourse emerged among learning differences. Design shapes how we frame issues. Discursive design is not about solving problems, but reframing them to open new possibilities. Else, here's my conclusion. Wicked problems have no single right answers. and no single right project. What we can trust the design approach itself, design confidence, that let us begin even in uncertainty. Self-abduction, that turns making into thinking. And serendipity, those fragile, deeply human connections between people, backgrounds, and moments that no one could have planned. It was accidental gathering of font designers and graphic designers, researchers, teachers, parents, and children that made my type project possible. As I said, serendipity is not luck. It was happens to when we stay open and let personal experiences collide. So we keep trying the process, keep prototyping in the dark, keep welcoming unexpected encounters, and let the discourses we create together guide us into the future. Thank you.